Welcome back, guys, for our YouTube video series. We are starting a fresh month. So 3 days a week, you guys are going to have different bodybuilding hurricanes, more kind of segmented towards specific body areas. So today we're going to do a shoulder, back, and biceps. And basically you'll have a whole heart rate component you can do with it to keep the heart rate elevated. So for our warm-up, we're going to get the shoulders and pulling muscles warmed up. So our snow angel is lying face down, hands on your butt, and you're basically going to do a nice big arc. So the hands face down, and then nice and slow return back to that position. And just try to feel your shoulder blades rotating as you go front and back. So second one, you're going to just do a lightweight press using a band. Thicker the band, obviously the more tension it's going to give you, but ultimately the goal is more of a warm-up. Thank you. So chin, lock it out. Chin, lock it out. Right. Face pulls are going to be a band tied up high, or if you have a pole, you can tie it up roughly chest height. But basically pulling towards your nose, trying to pull apart, squeeze those shoulder blades together. And our last one is side lying open ups. So roller is the easiest to use, but you can put a ball under your leg, a pillow, anything you got lying around. And the goal is opening with that upper back. So hands together, hands open up, rotating that head. If you feel tight at all, that is where you would stop. So everything in our circuit, like I said, the goal is at least 2 rounds. If you have plenty of time, do a full 3, get a good warm up in. Alright, so we're going to be doing 2 circuits. So how the circuit's going to work is you're going to do 3 exercises for strength, and you're just going to lap around. The 4th exercise is just trying to keep the heart rate elevated. So your options are jump roping, so you can do 30 double unders or 60 regular. The other option is doing a 40-yard carry. So you can do weights in the hands, march, hold something over your head. If you are short on space, you could just hold something roughly for 30 seconds. All right, so our exercises are a dumbbell snatch or power high pull. So snatch, little dip, throw it up, keep it nice and tight. So all that is in the power of the hip snap. You can turn it and keep it neutral if you want, a little easier on the shoulder. So that would be 6 left. Or you can do a power high pull, which is a more shoulder friendly, just pulling that elbow up super high. Alright, so that's your first one, so it's more power. Our second one is a 3-point row. So if you have a bench, rack, chair lying around, just tucking that in by its side. So a little bit harder from that same position is straightening your legs out so you're more in a plank position. So just back the feet up. And that's just a little more stability. So if you don't have a heavy weight for the row, you can challenge it by doing it more plank position. So the lower you'd get on those, obviously the harder that would become. All right, and then drag curl. We'd recommend using either some kind of fixed bar. So if you don't have a traditional barbell, you could use a broomstick and load some grocery bags on each side. But notice how she's kind of dragging up the body and at the top, really trying to squeeze the biceps. And then the other option is using bands. We just happen to have handles that we can throw on. You don't necessarily need the handles, but same kind of motion, and you can kind of adjust the tension on those by widening your feet or standing more on the band. All right, so those are your 3 exercises. So giving you an example, you would do 6 snatches, 6 power curls, 6 3-point rows, 30 jump ropes. And you just keep repeating that for 15 minutes. And the goal is a ton of laps. And then you would get to rest when the time's up, and then we're gonna do the same thing again, but we got a new circuit of exercises. So our first one is a half kneeling press. So you can either do a dumbbell or a barbell if you have it. So we're gonna show the barbell first. So notice how it's opposite her front leg. So again, you could do like a broomstick. If you have a long one, you just wedge it into a corner and then just hang some weights up by your hand. If you have a bar, just wedge a bar into the corner, dumbbell would just be one-sided. You can also do a kettlebell too. So that is 12 right, 12 left. So higher reps for these rounds. Then we have an alternating pull down. So easiest would be just hooking up individual band and basically pulling right, pulling left. So the higher up you grab on whatever color you're using, the more tension you're gonna get. If you do happen to have two of the same color, you could just tie two next to each other and then hold one in each hand. If you have any kind of lat pull down machine that has handles, feel free to use those. So our last one is a hammer curl, and easiest would be just a classic set of dumbbells, but keeping the grip so it go up at the same time. You can also do a hammer style with a band. Alright, so those would be your exercises, and then you can stick with jump roping if you're liking that, or you could switch it up and do some kind of carry. So using a carry as an example, you do your 12 landmine presses, you do your 12 pull downs, you do your 12 or 15 curls, and then you would do a 40-yard carry, and then you'd lap around again. Alright, so that is your hurricane, which is shoulders, biceps, and back. There is a separate video for the finisher.